The Wealth Divide, Bernard Arnault versus Somalia. Have you ever wondered just how much wealthier the richest person in the world is compared to an entire country? Well, to give you an idea, the richest person in the world today, Bernard Arnault, increased his net worth by around $8 billion in 2022. In the same year, the entire nation of Somalia produced goods and services worth only about $7.5 billion. That means the world's richest man earned more in 1 year than an entire country. That's mind-boggling, and that's what we'll be exploring today. So just how big is the gap between Arnault's wealth and Somalia's entire GDP? Let's find out and explore the systemic issues that contribute to global economic inequality. Bernard Arnault's wealth. Bernard Arnault is not just a wealthy man, he's one of the wealthiest people in the world. According to Forbes, Arnault is currently the richest man in the world, with a net worth of close to $200 billion. But where did all of this wealth come from? Arnault's wealth can be attributed to his leadership of LVMH, the largest luxury goods company in the world. LVMH owns over 70 prestigious brands in a variety of sectors, including fashion, beauty, wine and spirits, and watches and jewelry. Some of the company's most well-known brands include Louis Vuitton, Sephora, Moet and Chandon, and Hennessy. Under Arnault's guidance, LVMH has experienced tremendous growth and success, with revenue consistently increasing year over year. In 2020, the company reported revenue of over $64 billion, making it the largest luxury goods company in the world. Arnault's wealth is also a reflection of the success of the luxury goods industry, which has been able to thrive despite economic challenges and recessions. The demand for luxury goods, particularly in emerging markets, has helped to drive the industry's growth and contribute to Arnault's vast fortune. In addition to his role at LVMH, Arnault is also known for his successful business ventures and investments. He's invested in a number of companies, including technology startups and real estate ventures. Arnault's ability to identify and capitalize on profitable opportunities has helped him to build and maintain his vast fortune. However, it's important to note that Arnault's wealth is not just a result of his own efforts and talents, but also of the resources and opportunities that have been made available to him. He's had access to education, financial resources, and networks that have helped him to build his career and wealth. These are not opportunities that are available to everyone, and they contribute to the wealth divide that exists in the world today. Overall, it's clear that Bernard Arnault's wealth is the result of his business acumen and strategic decision-making, both as the CEO of LVMH and through his successful investments. He's also known for his philanthropy and has donated to a number of charitable causes over the years. In 2017, he pledged to donate $400 million to fund research and development in the field of artificial intelligence. Somalia's GDP. Somalia is a country located in East Africa that's been plagued by ongoing conflict and humanitarian crises for decades. This instability has had a major impact on the country's economic development and has contributed to widespread poverty. According to World Bank data, Somalia has a gross domestic product, GDP, of just $7.5 billion. This GDP represents the total value of all goods and services produced in Somalia within a given year. It's a measure of a country's economic output and is often used as an indicator of the overall standard of living in a country. Somalia's GDP per capita, which is the GDP divided by the country's population, is just $600. This is one of the lowest GDP per capita figures in the world, and is a reflection of the widespread poverty that exists in the country. Unfortunately, Somalia's GDP and its GDP per capita are the reflections of the poverty and economic struggles that the majority of its population faces. The majority of people in Somalia live in poverty and rely on aid to meet their basic needs. The country struggled with decades of conflict and instability, which have hindered its economic development and left many people living in poverty and reliant on aid to meet their basic needs. The country has struggled to rebuild its economy after decades of conflict and instability. The civil war that began in the 1990s caused widespread destruction and disrupted economic activity. Additionally, the country has been plagued by ongoing conflict and terrorism, which has made it difficult to attract investment and build a stable economy. Somalia's economy is primarily based on agriculture, with livestock, bananas, and sugarcane being major exports. However, the country's agriculture sector has been impacted by drought and other natural disasters, which have made it difficult for farmers to produce and sell their crops. The combination of conflict, poverty, and humanitarian crises has made it difficult for Somalia to make progress in improving its economy and reducing poverty. This is a stark contrast to the wealth and success of someone like Bernard Arnault, whose net worth is over 20 times greater than Somalia's entire GDP. Overall, Somalia's economic struggles are as a result of a combination of factors, including conflict, poverty, and humanitarian crises. These issues have made it difficult for the country to build a stable and prosperous economy and have left the majority of its population living in poverty. Comparison. When we compare the wealth of Bernard Arnault with that of the entire nation of Somalia, the wealth divide becomes crystal clear. Arnault, with a net worth of close to $200 billion, is the wealthiest person in the world as of December 2022. Meanwhile, Somalia, with a GDP of just $7.5 billion, is one of the poorest countries in the world. This enormous wealth divide illustrates the vast economic inequality that exists in the world today. Arnault's net worth is over 24.5 times greater than Somalia's entire GDP. This means that the wealth of one individual is many times greater than the economic output of an entire country. This wealth divide is as a result of systemic issues, including economic policies and practices that favor the wealthy and perpetuate inequality. It's not just about individual effort and talent, but also about the resources and opportunities that are available to some, but not others. The comparison between Bernard Arnault's wealth and Somalia's GDP is a stark example of the economic inequality that exists in the world today. It's a reminder that while some individuals and countries are able to thrive and accumulate vast wealth, others struggle to make ends meet and live in poverty. The wealth divide between Bernard Arnault and Somalia is not just a problem for those two specific individuals or countries, but is a global issue. According to Oxfam, the world's 26 richest people own as much wealth as the poorest half of the global population. This means that a small group of extremely wealthy individuals own as much wealth as 4 billion people. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a few can lead to a lack of representation and power for the majority of the population. It can also perpetuate cycles of poverty and limit opportunities for social mobility. Bernard Arnault and Somalia's wealth divide might be a stark example of the wealth divide that exists in the world today, but it's just one example of many. The vast economic inequality that exists globally is as a result of systemic issues that need to be addressed in order to create a more equitable world. Conclusion. The massive financial discrepancy between Bernard Arnault and Somalia exemplifies the extreme level of global economic disparity. While Arnault has amassed an incredible fortune estimated at close to $200 billion, Somalia's entire GDP is just a fraction of that amount, only $7.5 billion, making it one of the poorest countries in existence today. This wealth divide is as a result of systemic issues, including economic policies and practices that favor the wealthy and perpetuate inequality. It's not just about individual effort and talent, but also about the resources and opportunities that are available to some, but not others. The comparison between Arnault and Somalia is just one example of the vast economic inequality that exists globally. It's a reminder that while some individuals and countries are able to thrive and accumulate vast wealth, others struggle to make ends meet and live in poverty. So what can we do to address this inequality and create a more equitable world? It's a complex issue that requires systemic change and the efforts of individuals, governments, and organizations working together. Some potential solutions include advocating for policies that promote economic equality, supporting organizations that work to alleviate poverty, and participating in local initiatives to create positive change in our own communities. We hope that this video has shed light on the wealth divide between Bernard Arnault and Somalia, and the systemic issues that contribute to economic inequality. It's up to all of us to work towards creating a more equitable world for everyone. So what do you think about this wealth inequality between a single person and a whole country? Do you think it's fair that a single person gets to enjoy all this wealth while the people of Somalia suffer from low income? Or is it just the consequences of a free market? Is the free market the right way to go? Or do we need more regulations and policies that favour equality? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Click like and share if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more videos like this. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.